Hi guys, today I'd like to show you how to create a horizontal cluster in Websphere. The current version I'm using is a Websphere 8.5. It's basically a trial version. Uh, let's do it. So normally we can do with the profile management tool, or we can do with silent installation. But in this video I would like to show you with profile management tool, creating one cell profile with one deployment manager and one JVM, and after that we're gonna do with the silent installation of one managed profile, and we're gonna federate that managed profile to the deployment manager, and do clustering and see how it works. Basically. So I'm going with the Websphere install route, and go for a bin. You can see a lot of shell scripts, and in that we need to go for cd profile management, and go with pmt.sh. Normally clustering is a good option on Websphere. You can see how the application load is going on with the cluster thing. If at all, if you have one more server or kind of laptop, you can install on that too, and see how it works with the vertical clustering and with the servers. But right now I'm using only one laptop, so all I can do is only horizontal clustering. Uh, so let's see. So here select a cell profile, which basically has one deployment manager and a federated application server. So we're going to click next, and go with advanced profile creation, because in this we can add our own profile names and our own host name, port numbers, etc., everything. So I'm going with advanced profile creation, and we're gonna uncheck this deploy the default application, because I mean, if you like to install any default application like the Snoop, Hello, or the hit count servlets, it's basically sample application, but I like to go only with the profile creations. So I'm gonna check the deploy the administrative console, and here I'm gonna it's for best, I mean, for the easy way, you're gonna go with all locations to letters, because it's easy to go with the command line. For deployment manager on the score, let's keep it as you know D as in demo, and application server, you can see server1 demo, and it's basically the default profile creation location. uh, uh, if at all, if you like to go with the default, I mean, creating this deployment manager as your default profile for all your Websphere operations, you can check this one. uh, but since I already made one more deployment manager as a default, I would uncheck this one. And here the deployment manager node name would be, normally it's a good practice to have the same name with the profile we have, adding a node at the end, so that we can identify, so this node belongs to the deployment manager node. And next is apps. Let's go more. In order to not to make more complicated, you know, just keep the local host and cell name as cell_d. Okay. If you like more administrative security, like creating username and password for the console and all the administrative tasks, you're gonna enable. But since I'm the only one using this one, I would uncheck this one. Just go with the default things like creating the certificates. Is basically the certificate information you can create on your own if you are familiar with the creating certificates. I definitely would like to add one more video on creating the SSL certificates and having the web server plugins installed and see how the SSL works, but I'll be explaining in another video. Normally these ports are being created a unique port, so we don't need to you know, edit all this, because those are all default things, and obviously those are unique ports, so none of the ports is used by some other application or whatever. Let's go with the defaults thing, and here it is asking whether to run this deployment manager as soon as your Linux starts. It's not that important. You can always go and manually start your deployment manager or other JVMs. And here we would like to have one web server creation, so IBM HTTP server and operating system, and here we're going to keep since it's demo the same pattern we followed in the profile creation. Okay, these are the default locations. Okay, everything looks good, so let's go and create one. It's gonna take some while. I would like to say that since we are just creating a profile, but not yet. I mean, we we are still at the profile creation, not the cluster. After creating all these profiles and federating to federating all the JVMs to the deployment manager and starting all these JVMs and going to the admin console, and where we're gonna create a horizontal cluster with the JVMs we have created. Normally it should not take huge time, but depends on your processor speed. My laptop is kind of old. Okay, so we got the new profiles available, so let's go and start those profiles. So where are we? Going back, we can find in the profiles directory. Oops. There you go. So okay, start manage dot sh. Since we created a cell profile, actually uh, we don't need to federate the app server one underscore d profile d server, because it's already being federated. You can try adding node to the deployment manager. It says that it's already been federated, uh, so we don't need to do a federation again. There you go. Now we're gonna start the app server node. We go back, apps. Cd bin, and we're gonna do start node. You can start these nodes or managers directly through the WAS root /bin, or we can go individually to the profiles and do the start. Okay, now what we're gonna do is going to WAS root and create one profile one managed profile silently, and we're gonna federate that profile to the deployment manager. um, I'm just showing this one, to get to give idea. We can create the profiles, how to create profiles in silent mode. So command is manage profiles.sh. With this script we can actually delete or update or change the profile names, everything. uh, so for this, manage profiles.sh slash create minus profile capital N name. This is the standard format, like the second word should be starting with caps. The name would be apps2 underscore g, and profile path capital P, sorry, profile path. We can use in inverted commas, or it doesn't matter, but it's a good practice to add the inverted commas and give the profile location, like where we need to create. So basically I'm giving the default location where all the profiles have been, so it's opt IBM Websphere apps profiles. Here we're gonna give the same name of the server name, the one which we are creating, and give template path. Template path is nothing but for these for the profile we are creating, it should be managed profile, not an standalone application profile. It's not a cell profile. We can give any type of profile, which way we need to create. Here I'm trying to create one managed profile, so that it doesn't create any JVM on it. It is just creates the node, and once the node is created, it can be used to create some cluster or federate to the deployment manager profile. So opt IBM Websphere app server, and here we can find in profile templates and managed. So and minus host name goes as local host, minus node name. Basically it can if it doesn't matter if you give a node name, because it anyway it's gonna create some default node name. But since we are following a standard process like creating a node name with the same format we have to the JVM, so like app server 1 underscore d underscore node, right, for the app server 1. So for server 2 we need to create the same, following the same pattern. So app server 2 underscore d underscore node. This is the node name, and since we disable the admin security, here also we're gonna disable the admin security, keep it as false. Okay, hit enter and see. We need to get instacon success. It's basically instance configuration success. It shows where the profile is created, and where we can find the information about the profile, and after that we're gonna federate the second node, like the app server 2 node, into the deployment manager cell, using a SOAP connector port. I'm gonna tell you how can we find a SOAP connector, either through the command, or we can go through the console and find the SOAP connector. It's basically a port number for it will be for each deployment manager. With that, these JVMs will be connecting to the deployment manager. So in order to find the SOAP connector for the deployment manager we created, we need to go, sorry, um, profiles, dmgrd cd config cd cells, cell d, and here cd nodes, dmgr node ls, and here we can see a server index.xml. Server index.xml has all the ports assigned to this deployment manager. Here we're gonna see SOAP connector is 8883. Remember that. I'm gonna show you later how can we find through the console, but normally we go with the OPGI Websphere app server and go to the profile we have created. I mean the second profile we have created, which is app server 2 underscore d bin, and do a start, sorry, do a add node.sh. It's like basically adding this node to the host and the SOAP connector which we are giving. So here the host name is the local host, and the SOAP connector, as we have seen before, it's 8883. Be careful with the SOAP port, because since I'm having another, as you can see in my Websphere, I had a kind of two deployment managers, so each one has its own SOAP. So remember the SOAP port and give the correct SOAP port number, because if you have given 882, it might go to other deployment manager profile, which I had. So localhost and the profile name minus what's the profile name we are adding, so it's app server 2 underscore d. Hit enter. It's basically this command will connect to the as you can see, being federated node app server d deployment manager at localhost 8883. So it connects to the deployment manager with this address we have given, and federates all the files, config files, into the deployment manager, and creates the node agent on both the sides. I mean, this is not the the beginner conceptual video, because I'm believing that you guys watching this video having some idea about node agents or nodes, etc. At least know the how the architecture goes on the profile side, because when we created these profiles, what we can see is that each profile has its own node agent, and deployment manager has the node agent of these profiles. I'm going to show you later in the console. So we federated this app server 2 to, and let's see if everything is working. You can grep Java and see here node agent. This is the node agent for app server 2, like in this case. And we can also see app server 1 node agent, so both are running, and we can see deployment manager node 3 are running. So we can go to the console. If you don't know the console code, you can go to the, since we are using the deployment manager underscore d here, so we're gonna go with that dmgr d config the same server index.xml which I've shown you before, cd cells, cell d nodes, dmgr. Here you can see where am I? Here I'm at deployment manager, right? I'm at this profile, but this profile got how many nodes? It got 3 nodes. Why? Because since we federated these two nodes to the deployment manager, so it's gonna create one node agent for this one node agent for this one, and two node agents on this one, so that this deployment manager can communicate with app server 2 and app server 1. cd node. If you can see the servers, dmgr, you can find the server in information here. We're gonna need the port number, right? Sorry. Vi server index.xml. So we're gonna need a admin host port number. So where is it? Here, admin host. This is not a secure one. You can find a secure one here like HTTP. We need to use this 9063. If you use HTTPS, that is the secure. We're gonna use 9046. Either way it works. So let's go HTTP slash localhost, the host name, semicolon 9063 slash, you can use admin or you can use IBM console. And since we disable the admin security, it shouldn't ask for any username or password. It just displays a user ID, but you don't need to enter anything, because since we are not given anything at the profile creation. This is the deployment manager console. So here we can see the server types. It should be one server 1 on the node. This is one JVM on app server 1. Let's go D profile, which has been federated to this deployment manager. All you can see here in the system administration and C, you need to see two node agents. One is for app server 1 and one is for app server 2. Here, there you go. So both node agents have been federated to the deployment manager, and here in the nodes you can see this is the console we are in, and these are the two nodes which are being federated to deployment manager. And if you want to see the hierarchy, like how the structure goes, you can go with local topology. It shows how what's in there. I mean, in the cells. In the cells we have default node group. Okay, in cells we have three nodes: deployment manager,